If you're new to my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button and remember to click the bell icon to get notifications of all my uploads throughout the week. It's Monday afternoon. What was a bit?
Sorry?
I said, I'm talking a foreign language here. Monday afternoon, and it's raining like I don't know what. I've got to come up to the post office. You were going to say something?
It's persisting it down.
Persisting it down, yes.
Not happy pixie.
No, no. Got to come out, got to go to the post office, got lots of parcels that need sending.
Got to take the dog out.
And the dog also has to go out for a walk, whether it's raining or not.
He hates it.
He does hate it.
Take a picture of it.
Hang on. There you go. Look, quality Mr Bentley booze.
Oh damn.
Damp dog.
But he goes fluffy when he's dried.
He does go very fluffy when he's dried, yeah. So, yeah, so we're on our way just to drop this stuff off at the post office and then quick back and then have an early dinner. We're having fish and chips tonight, home cooked fish and chips.
Breaded haddock.
That's right, breaded haddock steaks.
Without the H.
Yes.
Haddock.
Haddock. Oh, what a miserable day. Poor little Bentley Bobs.
Good morning. It's about 9:30 on Tuesday morning. We've woken up. Oh, well, some of us have woken up. You wouldn't think that a dog could be such a long dog.
No. You're not feeling very well today, are you?
No.
Hence the late start.
Hence the late start. Full of cold and got a headache, but I should be fine because I have a puppy to snuggle. I think.
Look at the state of him. The recumbent puppy.
Centrefold puppy.
Pup house.
There we are. Oh.
Gets worse. 3 o'clock. And I'm just setting off at a real busy morning today. Or a real busy day. Anyway, just hang on a sec. See you later. Just waving goodbye to Ian and Mr Bentley, who've gone on an epic walk. What was I saying? Oh yes, I've had a very busy day today, particularly busy morning. Lots of things to do on the website today. Lots of admin stuff to do. Also, I've got to get ready to do my February month end. Should have really done it by now, but you know, hey ho. Other things more pressing to do. Ian took some parcels to the post office for me this morning, so I'm all clear, all done. And I'm just starting work on some new signature sheets for a project that I'm trying to work on. I have some new vintage illustrations that I've just purchased. Vintage entomology, butterflies and insects. And I want to do, or try and create, a vintage styled kind of field notes journal, which has got, you know, butterflies and insects and that kind of stuff all interwoven throughout the pages, so all nicely themed. So I've started work on that. I can't decide whether to release the pages as a digi-download or whether to do it, create the journal completely and sell the journal. Haven't decided yet, who knows. So I've been working on those today as well, and the time just kind of crept up on me. Before I knew it, it was 2:45 and I hadn't even got ready to go to Mum's. So I've just had a mad dash around the house, quick shower and changed, and then out, and now I'm on my way. I'll breathe easy in a minute. So it's Thursday morning and I've just set off from mum and dad's, and the town centre is completely gridlocked. It looks as though a lorry has managed to wedge itself underneath one of the railway bridges, so nobody can get out of town at one side. So I've had to turn around and head back the other way, because there's only two ways in and out really, in the direction that I need to go in. So I've had to turn around and make a slight detour to get around and then back up towards the motorway and home. So it's not going to add too much onto my journey this morning. The weather isn't snowing for a change, but it is raining. It's been raining quite heavily for from at least 6 o'clock this morning, which is when I woke up. I didn't get out of bed straight away though, but it was raining. I could hear the rain out the window, and it's not eased up. It's been solid, coming down quite heavy for the past few hours. So I suppose road conditions aren't going to be good going back, but I'll just have to take it steady, take it nice and careful, and then hopefully I'll be back by about 9:30, he says, crossing his fingers. That little detour only added about 5 minutes onto the journey, so that's fine. Traffic's free flowing and moving great now, so I'm not that far behind. So last night's shopping trip was quite funny. Mum bought enough food last night, considering there's only 2 of them, and I only go down like once a week. But she bought enough food to feed a squadron of hungry soldiers last night. They have 2 freezers and both of them are cram-packed full to bursting, and literally they could live from the contents of those 2 freezers for probably the next 2 to 3 months if they wanted to. All she'd have to do is buy, you know, fresh vegetables and that kind of thing, but it's mostly meat in those freezers as well, which is just makes me laugh, because Dad's stood shaking his head because she's bought more meat and Mum's going, I'll get it in, don't worry. It's quite funny. Anyway, oh dear me, kids, eh? It's 2:15 and I'm back in the car again. I've just been down to a different supermarket this time, just to grab some bits and pieces that I couldn't get last night. Ian's going away for the weekend. He'll be in Birmingham at the National Exhibition Centre doing the Comic-Con this weekend. So I've just nipped out to buy him a few bits and pieces to take down there with him, because he'll be there Friday, Saturday and all day Sunday. So he'll have at least some drinks and some nibbles and that kind of stuff without having to pay those extortionately high prices at the exhibition centre. Plus I've made sure that me and Mr Bentley have got plenty of stuff in as well, because I don't want to starve either. It's Friday morning, about 10:30, and been sat working on the computer on a new project. It's for a new journal where I'm going to be creating one which is, it's kind of like a field notes where I've got pictures of insects and butterflies and that kind of stuff. But for this one I'm also going to create an ephemera set, so if anybody else wants to create one, then there'll be that available to download from my website that they can also include. So I've put like ATCs in there with featuring images of insects like so. which are kind of fun. And there's all sorts of kind of bugs and insects and moths and things in there. There'll also be kind of like a pull-out little field notes guide book, so you can tuck that into little pockets and that kind of thing. There'll be some text pages, and there'll be some really nice graphic pages like the ones that one I've just shown you, but there's also going to be ones with dragonflies and all that kind of things on, like grasshoppers and crickets and some really interesting kind of bits and pieces in there. So I've also included in the set some tags, some specimen tags, so there'll be lots of bits of ephemera pieces to tuck in and stick in. There's also some section tags, so you can just fold over, cut out, fold over and staple in, and they'll create kind of like file tabs, so you can either put them down the sides or across the top of the pages if you want to. And there'll be quite a few little pages and bits and pieces in there as well. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. I've created a specific set of signatures to go with it as well. So they have like field notes on there. I've changed I've done colours that will be conducive to like field notes. So I'm using greens and browns and that kind of thing. So it's going to be quite interesting. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing today. Ian's getting himself ready to go off to the National Exhibition Centre because he has a full weekend at Comic-Con this weekend. So that's going to be quite exciting for him and hopefully quite profitable too. So he's just getting himself ready, moving boxes, and he's just starting to load the car. So I'm going to go off and give him a hand in a second. What's next?
All the ones upstairs, please.
Okay. It's 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. Obviously, with Ian not being here, I've had to take Mr B out myself. So it's a very dank, damp, wet and cold afternoon today. So I don't think we're going to be out long. We'll do about 3/4 of an hour, and then we'll go back and sort something out for Mr B's for his main meal, and then I'll sort something out for me a bit later. I can have what I like tonight because Ian's not here. Silver linings, hey! Have you quite finished? Yes. Now what? Now what? What? So that's the 4th interruption. So this video that I've just tried to film it's going to have to be a fast forward Friday. Cross over then. Saturday morning. It's been snowing again. Not heavy, only a light smattering. But obviously, still need to walk Mr Bentley, who's a bit giddy this morning, but not too bad. God, he's very giddy today. He is very giddy today. Oh, hey baby, go on, have your breakfast. It's better. So, we've just got back from our walk and it's about 10:15, according to the clock on the cooker. So I'm going to put the kettle on, make a nice hot drink, and then I'm going to disappear off into my craft room for an hour. It's mini mission inspiration today, so I have to upload the image for that at about 12 noon, and then I can make a start on my project as well. So a fairly busy day ahead of me. So the postman's just been and delivered an A4 paper cutter. I bought this because I'm fed up of cutting all of my papers for my journals. Excuse the sound of the washing machine. Trimming them all off by hand. So I thought I would treat myself to an inexpensive guillotine style paper cutter. So that will help. That's just a guide that's held on by magnets. So this will just help me cut rather than have to cut with a scalpel or a craft knife with a ruler. This will be a lot easier and I can do more all in one go. I don't know how sharp the blade is yet, I'll have to have a look, but if it's not that sharp then it doesn't take too much just to give it a bit of an edge. I'll just take the strop to it and make sure that it is nice and sharp. Good little locking mechanism on the handle. I mean, for what it is, it's all metal. There's no plastic bits apart from the guide, which is held on by magnets. So apart from that, this was just a very, very inexpensive one that I picked up for under £8. There you go. So I don't know what that says. There must be a second model that's got wooden sides and stuff, but this one doesn't. It's all sheet metal. So, and has all the different kind of markings on it: B7, B6, A5, B5, and obviously A4. So obviously it doesn't fit 12x12, but you can still get a 12-inch sheet of paper lengthwise on it, or just about anyway. So not bad purchase all in all, providing that the blade is sharp. So it's about 6:30 on Saturday night, and as you can see, it's starting to get dark, but the snow has started to fall again. Not only is it snowing, but it's also extremely, very, very windy. So it's Sunday morning, it's just gone 9 AM, and as you can see, it's been snowing steadily all night. Everywhere is completely white out again, and Mr Bentley has refused to go out for his morning walk, quite reasonably in my mind. He even had a very quick dash out into the garden to do his business, and then came running straight back in, and then has disappeared back off to bed again. He's gone and buried himself deep under the duvet and is refusing to come out. So it looks like I'm going to have a very, very quiet Sunday today. So I might just have a play for a couple of hours in the craft room and just see what I can come up with. It's now 10:10 and Mr Bentley has started to whine to go out for a walk. So I'm going to put his coat on. In fact, I've put his coat on already. There you go. He's just stood there waiting for me now. So I'm going to attempt. I say attempt because I'm going to put my coat on, put my boots on, wrap up nice and warm because it's snowing, and then I'm going to take him out. Let's just see how long this lasts. .10 and he's already started to look at me as if to say, Dad, I've had enough, I want to go home. Yeah, definitely had enough, wants to go home. Well, that lasted about 10 minutes. Of course, now the bottoms of my trousers are completely soaking wet through. I've had to put them over the radiator. So I'm just putting some more breakfast out for him. I put some out for him this morning. So, but normally he has something when we get back. So he's stood staring at me as if to say, where's my breakfast? Even though he's already had it. Oh, dogs, what a pain. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, without whose generosity and support these videos would not be possible. Thank you.